Welcome to the Awakening Her podcast. I am so grateful that you've been led here, and I'm excited for you that you're answering the call to manifest more magic in your life by mastering the law of attraction. So cool. My name is Talia, and I'm committed to cutting the fluff and showing you exactly how to manifest more excitement, ease, success, abundance, confidence, love, and anything else you've been craving. So if you're ready to crack the code on manifestation, amplify your intuition, and play in the quantum, we are now besties. Let's do this. Hello. Welcome back to the Awakening Her podcast. How's it going, friends? Talia Joy up on the mic. How's it going? If you are new here, welcome. I am so excited you're here. This is such a great episode to tune into. We are talking about who you be, but I am so excited you're here. If you are new, as I said, I am a manifestation mentor. I'm a channel. I help you navigate this awakening journey to really become everything you're meant to be, manifest everything you're meant to manifest, make the most of this life experience. I am, as I said, an intuitive channel. So I channel through my team of light, and we help you to really decode how this reality works, how to quantum leap, how to have the life that you want, filled with freedom and joy and ease and abundance and all the stuff. So excited that you are here. So before we dive in, if you have not already, come and find me over on Instagram. It is at Talia Joy Manifestation. It's also down below in the show notes. You can just clicky over there. Come find me on Instagram. Come see what's up. Maybe reach out, say you're a listener. I would love to connect. I love to connect with you guys. I know you're a real person. I'm a real person. So let's do this thing. Can't wait to see you over there. And if you didn't know, I have a second podcast. It is called On the Path. It's a subscription podcast, private community, and this is really where we dive into the tangibles, the step-by-step of what do I actually do to manifest for self-growth on an ongoing basis. Like, tell me what to do. That's what On the Path is all about. So at the beginning of the show is my entire methodology. You can go through it literally as a self-development course that will result in a quantum leap. It's epic. But we also do weekly assignments where I break down one tool to focus on, one powerful aspect. We also do deep dives where I'm talking about navigating triggers, or the most recent one where I go over the brand new Heal from the Inside methodology, which I'm so excited to start sharing with you guys. So On the Path, I look at everybody as my clients. We are breaking down, no fluff, what to do, how to integrate, how to move forward, and it's just so much fun. So you can check the links below for On the Path. And other than that, I won't go too much into it because it's not even officially launched yet, but I am so freaking excited to be living and breathing Manifesting from the Inside methodology and to be getting ready to bring it to everybody. This is going to be such an incredible program. Words don't even sum it up. So powerful, so life-changing. I can't wait to bring you on the journey when superficial manifestation has not fully worked, when you've already been on this self-growth path, when you know and you're starting to know more and more that it starts on the inside. This is when you're really ready, and this is who this program is for. I'm so excited. If you feel the feels and you want to jump on the wait list where you'll get extra perks and a lower registration, you can hop on that now. Or if you're listening to this and registration is open, you can click below, check it out. I will learn to speak. You can check out Manifest from the Inside and we'll meet back. Okay. Sounds good. Okay, so let's dive into today's episode. We are talking about who you be. We are talking about your identity, the role of your identity in manifestation, and how to shift this. So one of the things that I really just want to say off the top is that you manifest based on your self-concept. So how often do we say, I'm no good with money, or I'm lazy, or I am not motivated, or I can't do that, right? So yes, of course, they're limiting beliefs, but our identity is actually the sum of our beliefs and our self-concept and the stories that we tell ourselves about who we are. Like, oh, I'm no good at that, right? And the moral, or not the moral, but the moral of the story, I'm getting to it very quickly. No, but like, we don't have to be everything. Like, you don't have to just be like totally good with heights and and, a morning person and this and that. But we want to start to be aware of our rigid identities and how they end up holding us back. So one thing now, transitioning into my team of light, one thing that they often refer or remind me of is that our identities are not fixed, and this reality is so much more malleable than us as humans know. So before we're aware of this, we're just told this, right? Like, this is what a woman is, or this is what a man is, or this is what you're good at, this is what you're not good at. And I've seen, my daughter as a friend, and her parents are always saying how clumsy she is, and oh, she's got 2 left feet. And I just noticed that these things that we carry about ourselves, that our parents have told us, society has told us, we've told ourselves, it becomes our identity. But there's so much of it that is not fixed at all. It's a story. So as we get far along this line, and as we get to the point where the risk to remain tight in a bud is more than the risk it takes to blossom, when you are freaking ready to do this from the inside out, you start to get eager to want to shatter identities that no longer serve you. Because I've had clients that were getting started in their business and they're just overwhelmed by tech, or like, I'm not good at that. And pretty soon they're freaking rocking it. This happens all the time. People are like, I'm not really good at Instagram. We teach it in a very understandable way, simple way, sure. But pretty soon they're off and flying, because as soon as they get it, they're like, ooh, this is fun. Ooh, this is expressive. Ooh, I can be creative. Or I learned that. I watched a whole YouTube video and I figured it out, and look at me. But the more we say, I can't do that, I'm not a this person, I'm not a that person, the more we limit ourselves. So we want to go even a little bit deeper, right? So the first level here is really identifying what parts of your identity. If before this conversation, I would have said, like, what would you change about yourself? What parts of your personality or parts of who you are would you change? And I don't want to just think superficial, like, oh, I'd take 5 pounds off. Like, I don't mean like that. But when you've been trained like, oh, I'm just not good at this, or even if it's your neurodivergence or something else, we look at it like a limiting thing, a thing that makes us wrong or bad or different. And I've got a lot of those where I feel like, oh, I don't really fit in with like Instagram and all these perfectly curated people and all this stuff. And there's ways where I go like, I'm not that. But I work with my self-concept. So sometimes we say, I'm not that. But we can flip that into really starting to believe in ourselves. And if we really want to figure something out, who says you can't figure it out? Who says that someone like you can't be super successful? Who says that you can't carve out your own niche in your business? Or who says that just because of your age, you can't find love, or whatever things we tell ourselves? We have to really start becoming aware of our self-concept and how it interacts with our manifestations. So I'd love to meditate more, but I just can't because I'm not a morning person. Or I would love to eat healthier, but I just don't have the time and I'm not good in the kitchen. We have to start shifting our identity and shifting what we put our focus on, what we put our energy into. There's more I want to say about this in this part, but right now I want to flip into the work of that next level self. So I want to think about you in your next level, the next big thing that you're looking to manifest, what you're looking to manifest from the inside out. And I want you to think about that version of you and their self-concept, their self-identity, their self-belief. What do they believe about themselves? What do they believe about their manifestations? Like the next level you that's super abundant, what are their beliefs about money? But more importantly for this episode, what is their identity around money, right? So instead of saying like, oh, like having almost like a poor mentality or I'm not good with money if you're wanting to manifest it, start shifting into like, okay, if I was in my next level, how would I feel when I'm paying my bills or when I'm trying to figure out how investments work? When we start to look at our identity and aligning our identity with our desires and who we truly are, because it's not about becoming somebody different. It's actually like, who are you when you're fully expressed? Who are you when you're in that next level? Who are you when you're free? And how can we start to give less F's about what other people have said that we are and branch out? Because maybe you are different. But even in that, you can change that self-concept. I met a speaker at an event a couple years ago, and she was dyslexic. And she said that really held her back, especially from being an author and a speaker. And she just felt like it really held her back until she shifted her self-concept into, even though I'm dyslexic, I can still learn how to memorize a talk or, put on a talk, or I can still, write a book or whatever. She started changing. Even though I'm this, it doesn't mean I can't X, Y, Z. That's even changing your self-concept. So even though you're not tech savvy yet, doesn't mean you can't figure it out, because also in your self-concept is resourceful, is resilient, is driven / stubborn. Am I right? That's me. But seriously, in your self-concept, it's time to shift those things that aren't working, those things that are not working for you, and especially to your next level, to where you're going. The identities, the self-concepts that are not going to serve you in your next level. And in Manifest from the Inside, we're going to be looking at what I call your set point identity, which is basically like where your set point is now. And we look at things like our relationship with money, or relationship with relationships, or, what we think about ourselves, what we feel about ourselves. This is our set point identity. And this is our center of what we manifest from. We manifest from our self-concept. And if we feel we're unworthy, if we feel like we don't fit in, we're going to continually manifest patterns of that, which will leak into not being able to, break through those plateaus with money or in your healing journey or whatever else. It's not because you're not doing something enough. It's actually my team of light saying, like, when your self-concept is not aligned with what your spirit team thinks of you or what your soul thinks of you, it just means that you're almost like believing more in what this physical life has put on you rather than the unlimited being that you are. So for example, when I'm feeling like I'm awkward and I don't fit in, I'm relating to the physical world and like the bullying and the other things that have happened to me. I'm not relating to that spirit part of me that goes, even though I'm an introvert, or even though sometimes I feel like I don't fit in, I can still do this. Or there are people that want to hear what I have to say, or whatever it is, that we can start to shift those things. So our brain, just for a second, I want to hop over here. Our brain is wired to act in alignment with our self-concept. So if you say to yourself and know yourself to be shy, and somebody says, hey, do you want to get up on stage? There's so much of it that is habitual. Like, no, I don't do that. That's not in line with what I do. We don't even stop to think, do I want to get on stage? It's almost like, nope. That shatters our identity, right? Or if you've never known yourself to be someone that goes after that raise, or invests in yourself, or goes out and does something different than what your parents wanted you to do or whatever, your brain will try to tell you why not to do that, because it doesn't fit with your self-concept. That's why we need to shift our set point identity. We incrementally do it too, in a very safe, incremental way, where we slowly open more and more up to what we think of ourselves and the limits we put on ourselves. So our habits and our actions and our decisions are all influenced by what you believe you are, who you believe you are, which is where you manifest from, which is, as I just said, is where your actions come from, your reactions, what you say you can and can't do. So again, you don't have to be everything, but there are usually ways that our current identity is holding us back. And so we want to start to align our identity with our desires. So manifestation is going to work best when your identity is in harmony with the outcomes you seek. Because I don't say this very often, because it takes a certain level of awareness to hear this, but manifestation automatically happens when that new identity becomes normal, becomes natural. So when the feeling the states of being, once it becomes natural, your manifestation is like right there. So if you're not in the energy of feeling successful and you're just starting a business, the more you practice, like showing up live or giving a talk or pitching or whatever, soon it becomes natural. And that's when you actually start attracting more clients, attracting more gigs, because you've sunken into the identity. So when we start to get to know ourselves as being comfortable with money or comfortable talking about it or, comfortable going for things or whatever, that's when it becomes natural and that's when it starts to shift automatically. So manifestation is going to happen when that next level identity starts to feel natural. Like, of course, I'm healthy. I've been going for walks every day and I'm drinking more water. Like, I am shifting into an identity of health. So that's when momentum starts to pick up because that identity now becomes normal. So we have to start to align our self-concept with our goals. And so this is where we really want to start, asking ourselves, and I want you to start asking yourself in that higher timeline, next version, next evolution of you, what do they think about themselves? Where is their level of confidence? How does that get displayed out in their life? Like, what does that level of self-identity, that shift, how does that ripple out? Does it impact relationships? Does it impact boundaries? Does it impact the way that they care for themselves, like self-care and rituals and practices? Does it impact how they show up at work or the dreams that they're going after? I want you to start to think about that. Who do I believe that I am? What have I been programmed to be? And what am I really? What is the me? We want to keep you, your personality, your sense of humor, your talents, your gifts. We want to keep you. We just don't want to limit you to actually thinking you can't do certain things or that people like you can't for some external reason. If you want it, it is meant for you. If you see yourself because you've always been into self-growth, if you see yourself evolving and shifting and moving into that higher timeline, it starts on the inside. It starts with your identity, with what you feel about yourself, with who you are being. So taking everything that got sparked within you from this episode, think of that next level, imagine them in your mind's eye or write about them in your journal and ask, what is their identity? What are their personality traits? How do these traits and this identity, how does it show up in their life? And then for real change, we start looking at, okay, where are the gaps? Where's the biggest difference between how they show up in their everyday life and where I'm showing up right now? And that's where we start to shift our set point, our identity set point. Okay, my love, I hope that this was resonant. I hope that it helps you, gives you something to think about. And if you're all about this stuff, if you're going, yes, I see what you're talking about, manifest from the inside, I get it, and you really want to dive deeper into a transformative journey, it would be my honor to take you on the journey. I cannot wait for it. Manifest from the inside. You can check the link below. And other than that, I will see you in the next episode. I'm so proud of you, rooting you on, and I'll talk to you soon. Hey Seeker, thank you so much for listening to this episode today. I truly hope that it served you and helped you on your manifestation journey. So if you're ready to really learn how manifestation works so that you can have the freedom to create whatever you want, I invite you to On the Path. It's a private podcast community that will help you to manifest your goals and stay on the path to your most fulfilling life and your highest timeline. This is where I guide you through transformation step by step, helping you to cultivate devotion to yourself, master your energy, do the inner work needed to release resistance, and manifest a life that lights you up. We both know that you're ready, that you're evolving, that you're transforming, that you're ready to quantum leap, and I am ready to offer you the tools and the education you need to move forward. So come and join me on the path. The link is in the show notes below.